Have you ever felt overwhelmed, burnt out? All you did was search, scroll, and click through job postings? Your brain's already fried and you haven't even sent a single job application. If so, then I'm hoping that this video can help you. This is day 4 of our 7-day series, Land the Job, where I'll be covering resumes, cover letters, and job search tips for production department in film, TV, animation, and VFX. And this video in particular will be going over a smarter way to job search, how to make that a little more sustainable. Today's goal is to learn where, how, and what to look for in production roles. So you want to be proud. The reason that I don't have a when to look for a production role is that in my experience, they typically hire before fall or before spring because there was a lot of pilot season in April. But I don't think there's much of that now, especially with a lot of streaming content. We don't typically rely on a season anymore where new shows come out in the spring. So yeah, I don't have insight right now of when the best time is to search for jobs. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Frances. I've been in the production department for over 10 years, and I created So You Want to Be Prod as a resource for the production department. And this is a series that I've put together on how to land a job in production roles. If I do look on the side, it's because I have the course material. You can also follow along by clicking the links on the video description down below. They're free to download, and you can join our prod chat or Discord server to join the conversation, or if you have any questions you can ask about the course itself or anything about production in particular. There's a community there to help you. Chapter 1: Why optimize your job search? Scrolling, reading through postings sounds simple, but it can get overwhelming over time and it could be exhausting. It needs to be sustainable. And here's how it can pay off. It saves time and effort. It reduces burnout, stress, and discouragement. It becomes less daunting. Small steps make it easy to start. It's also less work. Being more intentional and targeted you can cut down on all the extra applications that you would not have been a fit for anyway. It builds confidence because you would feel like you're on the right track, you're getting leads. It increases your chances of getting an interview because the less time you spend aimlessly browsing, the more time you can put towards a more tailored application, which makes for a stronger application. It makes rejection less painful because purpose feeds patience, right? If your goal is clear and your process is simplified, it's much easier and much faster to move on despite the rejections. So making your job search more sustainable, it helps you keep going because you're not overwhelmed, you're not quitting, because when you feel that you're progressing, then you want to keep going. And then lastly, it supports self-awareness. That always helps you grow. Being more intentional in the job search process, you know what is efficient in your workflow, where it's not. It's part of self-awareness, which only is a good thing. Here are a few tips to keep you going by taking care of your mind, body, and time. Let's start with taking care of our minds. Number 1 is, instead of having a daily to-do list, you can try committing to a weekly goals instead. The thing about daily to-do lists is that if you miss tasks, can lead to guilt, which discourages you even more, which can be paralyzing to some. But with the weekly goals, it allows flexibility for when life happens, or maybe one of the days you're just not feeling it and you're not 100%. It's a little bit more forgiving in that way. Number 2, in taking care of your mind and emotions, is to talk to people. Connect with other job seekers. Have a community. Join us in the prod chat. There's a lot of job seekers there just like you or going through the same thing. Job search is so often done in isolation, and that energy doesn't feel good because it makes you feel alone. And especially if you're just getting rounds and rounds of rejection, it does really feel like it's you against the world, but it really isn't. There's a community there to support you and to cheer you on. So talk to others. Never suffer in silence. Number 3, remember the orientation. Every rejection is a redirection. So sit in the sting for a moment, feel that, but come back, reset. Today might not be the day, but you're still on your way. Number 4 is use the Pomodoro technique. So you can click on the website. It'll take you to more of an explanation on what it is. And I also give an example of how you can apply Pomodoro technique to the job search process. But in a nutshell, it's when you focus on one task for 25 minutes, take a break for 5 minutes, and then do another task for 25 minutes. And you repeat this twice. In breaking the task in small pieces and in smaller time frames, it is a lot more easy to keep up with, and it's not so straining. And number 5 is treats. And I don't mean just sweets. Celebrate other wins that is part of the journey and not just when you get the job. So examples of small wins is completing one set of Pomodoro, drafting your resume. So drafting, not even just completing your resume, just even the draft. Get yourself a treat. Finishing a cover letter is a good one, or even just getting a message from a recruiter that is not automated. That is a treat worth having. I personally like Reese's Cups and bread, or petting your cat or your dog, your bunny, I don't know. For longer breaks, you can go for a walk or read a chapter of a book, a hot beverage. All of the above. But please don't scroll on your phone. That is not a treat. Next is taking care of your body. Your physical well-being affects your mental health. So hydrate, drink water. Now, when's the last time you drank water? 2, check your posture. Opt for ergonomic equipment if you can. Whenever possible, try not to do the job search thing on your bed, on your laptop. Not good for your back. If you can, proper posture. It'll help you stay in the game longer because you're not tired, your back is in good condition. Number 3, stretch, go for a walk at least once a day. Number 4, keep your space tidy because your surroundings affect mental wellness as well. Like clutter is a stimulant that can add to stress too. Number 5, use blue light filters to reduce eye strain. And number 6, physically move away from your desk. Every hour at the end of every Pomodoro set, like take a break, but physically move away from whatever it is you're doing in front of a screen. The last category here is taking care of your time. Some of the ways that you can do this is by batching similar tasks together, so you can get a lot of economies of scale. Number 2, track which job openings you've applied already, so you're not having to reapply something that you've actually already done before, not doubling up on work. You can check out my template in the course page. You can download that and see how you can track your own applications. Number 3 is set a realistic goal of how many jobs you can apply for a week. Keeping in mind that you may have to tailor each one. It might sound easy to just like, oh, I just have to click to 5 or 6 different job postings and hit send. But if you're planning to tailor to each job application, which you should, that might not be realistic. Maybe do 3 to 4 per week. I do 3 to 4 per week, but maybe 2 to 3 is more realistic. But your situation might be different, and that's okay. So do what's best for you. Number 4 in taking care of your time is focus on quality, not quantity. Because really, what's the point of sending mass applications out there if it's not going to get picked up anyway, if no one's going to read them anyway, because it's a weak application. So tailoring your application takes time and effort, but it increases your chance in moving forward in the job search process because it's a stronger resume. You're a stronger candidate. Your time is better spent on a task with a higher ROI. The last one for the tip is prod tip number 277. Rest is guilt-free, okay? When you're taking a break from work, don't think about the work or feel guilty that you're not working because rest is productive too. Next up, production jobs and where to find them. Here's where I would usually start, and in this order. That's a lot already, just listing, and we haven't even looked into the details yet. So I just want to share a prod tip already that you don't have to do all of these in one sitting. You could probably use the Pomodoro technique when breaking up of these categories. So maybe one Pomodoro set would be the general job boards, then the next one would be social media, and so on and so on. Number 1, I would look at general job boards. So these are job boards that collect information from all different studios. So it decreases the need for me to have to click through every single studio and click on their career pages. And for some of them, you can even filter by location, by your city, or your own department. So there's actually a built-in filter for production. Not all of them, but some of them. So You Want to Be Prod has its own job posting, so you can click on the job tab there. I share a lot of Vancouver resources because So You Want to Be Prod is based in Vancouver. So once I've exhausted all of those, I will take a break. And then I'll come back and focus now on social media. So sometimes you'll hear about job postings on social media first before you even see them reflected on the studio's own website. And sometimes the people who are in the know within the studio that they're going to be hiring, they're given a green light to go send feelers out there if anyone's interested before anyone is able to update the website itself. Not everyone has access or has capability of updating the website, but they can post on LinkedIn. Sometimes the social media route is better than watching studio websites. So really good one is LinkedIn. Do follow studios that you're interested in. A lot of times they will post it on LinkedIn like we are hiring for these ABC positions. There's also Indeed, which is similar. Women in Animation sends out newsletter, and at the bottom they have a list of job posting. That's not specific to production only though. I think they cover all departments. We also have a newsletter that goes out every end of the month, and this one we do have a job posting section in the newsletter which is specifically for the production department. So if you're interested, you can click in the link down below. There's also the job search channel on their Discord, so if anyone has any leads, they can share it there. Number 3, then I would go to studio websites and check their own career pages. 2 really great websites that list studios in your area that also include links to those websites. Check out Studio Hog or VFX Engine. Number 4, social network, your human connections in your circle. Who's currently in a studio and can they refer you? Some people might argue to go ask people first. I prefer doing my own research because a lot of times you have to send your application anyway. Like someone could put in a good word for you, but you still have to do the work, right? What I do is I prepare myself so that it's ready to go, and then I ask my connections like, hey, do you think you can refer me, so that when I apply for the job online, I could put their name as a referral. But we'll cover more of that in detail when we cover that on day 5 under networking. Then last is job fairs. I put it the last because it's not really as effective as the above options, but it is good for networking. If you're interested, the 2 that are big in Vancouver are Spark CG Society and ACM SIGGRAPH of volunteers. That's it for chapter 2. Let's move on to chapter 3. How to job search more efficiently. So here's the plan. Here's a draft of what your day could look like. I should note that you don't have to do this all in one sitting. Use the Pomodoro technique. Take breaks in between. Quick rundown. Let's say you draft your resume. Just a brain dump. Going back to day 1 in this video, just brain dump. 20 to 30 minutes, draft your cover letter. And then 1 hour, design your resume to be ATS friendly and easy to read. 1 to 2 hours is job search only. Like my focus, so that's 1 Pomodoro set already, is all I'm doing, my 1 task is job search. I'm not applying, I'm just opening tabs. So that's 1 to 2 hours. And then after that, 2 hours of just reading the job description. And then I would pick 2 to 4 that I would actually apply for. And then 2 hours of tailoring my resume to match a selected job listing. I would spend 30 minutes of chatting with my network if their studios are hiring, and then ask if they can refer me. Then 15 minutes, if there is a job listing out there that doesn't require a cover letter, then I would hop on that right away, apply right away. If I do have a referral, then I would put that in the application as well. 30 minutes to 1 hour of tailoring each cover letter to the job listing. 1 hour of I would apply with a tailored resume and cover letter and mention my referral as well. And then I will think and update my contacts. And then 5 minutes of updating my job application tracker. Make sure to visit the course page to access these bonus tools. For me, I actually like to email myself after applying for a job to keep track of what specific details for that application that I wanted to remember. I want to remember what I said in case that comes up during the interview. When you're searching for job postings, do note that having the production word in the job title doesn't necessarily mean that it's in the production department. So it's really important to read the job description. Knowing the difference helps you skip the ones that are actually not for you anyway. And you can read the full list of typical production roles, non-production roles, and adjacent roles on the course page. Project manager and product manager, although very close to production manager, is not the same. So project managers are usually, they have their own specific projects. Sometimes it's construction or more on the tech or software. Just a heads up, that's not necessarily the same. Product manager is also in the same boat as project manager, where it's usually in tech, pipeline, or software. If you're ever unsure, drop in the comments. We'll get back to you as soon as we can, or you can ask us directly in the prod chat. If you are interested on production adjacent roles or production alternative roles, maybe you're thinking of switching career paths, or while you're building up your skills to be in production, there are other jobs that might be better suited for you while you're building up your skills. I've listed those as well. Facilities coordinator, front of house, or receptionist for a studio is a really good one, because you already have inside connections, so your internal connections. So you could bring up later on, like, hey, I'm interested in switching departments. Is there an opening coming up? And they would usually prefer you because you already know the studio. There's also the executive assistant for the same reason. I've seen studios post scheduling coordinator, IT coordinator, training coordinator. Those are all similar. They're not in production because you're not in a project or in a show, but it gets you an in. A department manager is someone who oversees a whole department. You're in all the shows, not just one. There's a talent manager, artist manager, crew manager, which is more dealing with career growth and development of the staff. There's people and culture coordinator, and some HR and recruiting. One tip as well is speculative applications or expression of interest are still valid. You may happen to apply just at the right time when they're looking for someone. So just in case you're thinking of skipping them, sometimes it's still worth applying. Another prod tip is to keep a copy of the studio job posting. It's a handy reference for your roles and responsibilities when you do get hired. It also makes it easier for you to update your resume later, because sometimes studios remove those postings down when the role is filled, but at least you have a copy of the listing and you can use that for your resumes later. Job posts and why you should read the job description. This is a way for you to make job posts or job listings work for you. So I'll just go over what you would typically find on a job listing and how that could benefit you. Typically, you'd find an about the studio section at the very top, or sometimes the bottom, sometimes both. How that's useful to you, you can check if their values and the culture align with yours. Sometimes that's one of the reasons if you want to pursue a studio or not. Next is about the role. That's the title, overview of what the role is about, their location. Is it a full-time or part-time position? Is it work from home? Is it in studio? Is it hybrid? You usually find this at the top of the job posting, so you can check if you can see yourself in that role with these requirements. Next is the responsibility. So this is like the bulk of the page. You'll find it in the midsection, usually in bullet forms. You can check if you agree with the scope of work for this role. And also, it's a goldmine for keywords to use in your resume and cover letter, so use it. Underneath the responsibilities, usually they would put the qualification or requirements. So that's like how many years of experience or any educational background that they're looking for, or even sometimes your location. So you would find that underneath the responsibilities. So how that could be useful to you is you can check right away if you're eligible and if you have enough experience. But one thing with that is, just because you feel like you don't have enough years in what they're looking for doesn't mean that you don't have a chance. Read the job description. Are there other things in there that match what you already have? Because if you are still a great candidate, I don't think the years would deter you, as long as you have sufficient experience that you could provide to show that you can still do the job if hired. Bonus as well in the qualification requirements, it's a goldmine to tailor your resume skills and tools, because usually this is where they would list the programs that they expect you to use and other skills that they're expecting this candidate would have. Definitely use what you read in both of those sections, responsibilities and qualifications or requirements. At the bottom, you'd usually find the compensation and benefits or pay ranges. You can check if the range is fair and financially viable for you. For fellow Canadians, in BC, PEI, and Ontario, employers are actually required by law to share the pay range for that job publicly if it's advertised, well, publicly. You could also check Glassdoor, has been a really good one, where they would share reviews and also salary range for that studio and for that role. And lastly, part of that job posting is the application instructions and sometimes the due date for application. Don't miss that. If you follow it and how to proceed, you would avoid missing the cutoff time. So where do you go from here? The next step is to now tailor your resume and cover letter. So coming back from what I said in day 1 and day 2, you can start writing down your resume, but there is time later to tailor your resume and cover letter, and that's because of the job description. So you want to pick up keywords or things that they're looking for from the job description and now mirror it in your own resume and cover letter. Also LinkedIn. Alternatively, you can let the jobs find you. So instead of you having to find it, talk to your network, right? Talk to your circle, whoever, if you have friends in the studios, ask them, go to LinkedIn, and set your banner to open to work. I personally don't think there is shame in putting the open to work banner because it's just a way to communicate. You're letting people know you are looking for a job. That's it. That's it. As always, there's tons of prod tips for you to read if you're keen on the course website, so you just click on the drop down there. For additional resources, I would recommend to take a look at the idea of switching to a weekly goal instead of daily to-do list. I picked that up from May Pack, who is host of Creative Hive, where she has a section called Why To-Do Lists Fail. So I've got a link on that on the website. Emily from A Course in Production has a couple of videos that might interest you. It's my experience in production, are the hours worth the pay, and mindset in production, career advancement. So I will share one more because it's really good. Cineside they have a webpage called Entry Level Opportunities, so that might be something that would be of interest to you. For your action items for the day, number 1 is hydrate. Again, we need to take care of our body to take care of our minds. Number 2 is to now tailor your resume based on the job descriptions that you read. Number 3 is, again, give yourself a treat because it is now a much stronger resume. You have now tailored your resume matching a specific job posting, so that is awesome. Go have a treat. I hope you learned some tools here that could help you make job searching a little less overwhelming and a little more sustainable. If you have any go-to tricks as well, share it with another prod in the comments below. You never know who you might be able to help. As always, if you could subscribe to the channel or share this video with someone who needs it, it will go a really long way in helping spread the mission of providing support to production department everywhere. Our next video is gonna be on networking. So that's day 5, and once that's ready, it's gonna be over here. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in day 5. But wait! If you're interested in campfire stories, stick around. See ya. Bye!